Welcome to this very special episode of Tea Time with me, Chetty Narula. Today I've got a very special guest who is the director of Infinite Luxury, discussing the business of luxury in India and the sector going forward.
On the show this week, we have Manav Gangwani, Director, Marketing and Communications of Infinite Luxury Brands.
A lot of people, the ones who are the buyers and the luxury consumers, they just don't want to restrict themselves to the clothes and the accessories. They want their homes and their offices, everything, have a touch of what they really want.
In news, Peter Hansen wins BMW Masters title and Rory McIlroy beats Tiger Woods in China exhibition match.
Welcome to the show on Tea Time.
Pleasure's all mine.
Let's start off with your passion for golf. How did it all begin for you?
Well, as a child, all my family used to play golf at DGC, and so I used to play with friends over the weekends, maybe once a month.
So it's a sport that has been restricted to leisure as of right now and not really taken to the tournament level.
Absolutely, as of now.
Let's talk about Infinite Luxury now. You are three partners that got together, felt strongly for luxury and started this company. What is it about? And when did it all begin for you?
Well, you know, like maybe 12 months back, and I was sitting with my friends, Sahiba Narang from Delhi and Rahul Kapoor, who's a finance person, and we were discussing and said, you know, luxury is there, Louis Vuitton's there, Hermes is there, Chanel is there, but there's no brand as such, RTW brand, ready to wear. There's a lack of that. And women in India, men in India, they all want to go and shop, buy new clothes and wear over the occasions, dinners. And what better than Roberto Cavalli? So we contacted them, and they were a little hesitant in the beginning. Because a lot of companies had approached them and it was not going through well for them. And over a period of time, they lost hope because they lost just Cavalli here, it had shut down. And a lot of brands from LVMH had come with RTW and shut down and gone back. So they were not really confident. So for us, it was a huge task to convince them, which happened, and we just opened in August.
Why do you think that they were not as confident to launch in India at that point of time when you approached them? Because the Consumer Confidence Index of India is rated to be the highest right now.
Well, a couple of aspects, duty structure, the lack of real estate, then FDI, all these pointers, like they were like not sure, they were not confident. And as I said, a lot of brands came and shut down and went back. They all played their minor roles in the whole situation. But then we convinced them, put the numbers forward, various meetings, and it all came through.
Tell me, what was your vision with which you started Infinite Luxury? Why luxury?
Well, Infinite Luxury, let's put it this way, it's not only about retail brands, it's also about lifestyle. Like we have the very first Cavalli Cafe opening in November in the world.
Cavalli Cafe, what is that all about?
Well, it's the extension of the brand into F&B segment.
Which is Roberto Cavalli into an extension into the F&B segment. So a lot of diversification being seen.
Oh yeah, like they already have two clubs, one in Milan and one in Dubai. So this is the very first cafe. And the second one opens in Beirut and followed by many others. So there's a huge excitement. Let me tell you, like how many people come and tell us every day, when is the Cavalli Cafe opening, when is the Cavalli Cafe opening? And the brand is really strong. Like Roberto Cavalli is signified with like snake prints and animal print, like jaguar, tiger, zebra, and it's really loved by the Indians. Like it's opulent, but it's in its own way, it's very sophisticated. So it's a perfect balance. And taking that whole element and putting it into F&B, like once a cafe opens, you'll see the chocolates, they have the print of animal on it, and it's fantastic, and they taste so good because we did a testing session, and the whole tasting session happened, and we were like cleaned out in like what, half an hour?
So basically Cavalli now diversifying into F&B and trying to find an opening there as well, which leads me to another question, which is the diversification of luxury brands in this country. We have seen D&G earlier, previously, now Dolce & Gabbana. and many other brands also designing mobile phones for Motorola and LG. We've even seen the likes of an Armani and Versace designing interiors and hotel decors. Are you seeing this trend pick up in the country with all these luxury brands in the ready-to-wear segments diversifying into other avenues and finding opening elsewhere?
Yeah, absolutely, because a lot of people, the ones who are the buyers and the luxury consumers, they just don't want to restrict themselves to the clothes and the accessories. They want their homes and their offices, everything, have a touch of what they really want.
Right, so on that note, let's play a chip shot now. And after the chip shot, we will continue discussing more in detail about the business of luxury. That's a nice shot. What's not bad, of course, is also the luxury sector in India, which is seeing a growth of 25%, a compounded annual growth rate of about 25%. How much do you think this is sustainable going forward?
Well, it should go more, yeah, according to us. I think the government is realizing with the whole FDI going out and the whole scenario. And
the retail sector opening up, you mean?
Absolutely. And also, not to forget, the consumers are getting more and more educated. Like, I actually remember like 10 years ago when people started walking into Louis Vuitton store and they would see a 20 grand bag, like 20,000 rupees bag. It's like a shock to them, like it was expensive. Absolutely. Today the same consumer buys a Birkin from Hermes, which is like 6.5 lakh of rupees. So the consumption is growing, they're getting more and more aware of the international luxury brands, they started traveling a lot. So the exposure.
Where is this education coming from? Is it from international exposure, or is it coming from a concrete visibility platform which these brands are trying to give through these high street malls?
I think both. I think both, because
it's a concoction of these two factors.
Absolutely, because see, the thing is that Louis Vuitton is always the first entrant in every market. When Louis Vuitton enters, the whole luxury market gets to know the market is ready, and you have to give it to them that they prepare the market. And then the Chanel comes in, and then the Hermes comes in, and all the RTW brands are always the last ones to come. Because every aspirational buyer wants a bag, a handbag, a shoe, a belt. So now that the market is ready, and we certainly feel that more, let's take an example of Zara. Like when Zara came in and they opened, the very first day they were sold out. They didn't have merchandise to sell the next day. So,
but Zara definitely is not high-end luxury. It's bridge to luxury. It's more for the masses and for maybe the upper segment, but not really for the high-end people, not for the high-end market actually, which is buying out of accumulated wealth and not current earnings.
They prepare the market. They prepare the market to go into the luxury market. The high street prepares it for luxury market. So a person, till the time they do not have a Zara, a Mango, and many other brands like that, they would not enter a Burberry or maybe a Paul Smith or many other brands. So the thing is that the customer, the consumer is getting educated. Yes, sometimes it does hit the local market, the local designers, which it has.
Right.
And it's growing, and look at our average age, it's like 25.
Correct.
And more income is coming in. So they will want, like every girl is saving up these days to buy a Louis Vuitton small little clutch.
Right.
Or a Gucci handbag.
Right.
Or maybe a Cavalli dress for her birthday or anniversary. So they want that stuff.
So luxury definitely making a passage into this country. On that note, let's take a quick break right here on Tea Time with me, Chaiti Narula. On the other side of this break, we will discuss more about luxury and India and the rest of the world.
Like Salman Khan has a high street band, which is Being Human, which is a charity organization, but everybody wants to have that t-shirt, including myself.